I want to say rest in peace to every single person who lost their life in this protest uh, in the hands of police. You know, I always say this: when you take an innocent person's life, you'll never find peace in your life. It will haunt you internally for the rest of your life. You'll never find peace. It will disturb you. It will haunt you for the rest of your life. So I want to pray for strength to all the families who lost their loved ones as they go through this hard time, very, very hard time. What is happening in Kenya is that people are tired. For those who don't know what happened, 25th June was the most impactful protest in the history of this country, whereby the whole country, regardless of tribe, regardless of anything, joined hands to protest the 2024 finance bill. And the people who led the protest majorly were my generation, the Gen Z generation. The youth, yeah. You know, the finance bill was riddled with a lot of unnecessary, a lot of painful, angering taxes. Taxes on money that Kenyans do not have. People said enough is enough. We have to take it to the streets. We have to take it online. We have to take it into all angles just to protest this finance bill 2024. And due to the pressure, President Ruto ended up not signing the finance bill. He conceded. But people can call that a win. Some people can call that a win. Some people can smell something fishy in his concession, because there's always something fishy with him. And then many people are just tired of him now. They're not even thinking about the finance bill anymore. Fine, the finance bill, the oppressive finance bill has not been signed and it will not be implemented. But now people just want him to go now. People are just saying Ruto must go. And that's the situation. Let me tell you something. The protests that happened on 25th June were not majorly on the finance bill. This is pent-up anger that Kenyans have been accumulating for the past 61 years. That's it. Pent-up anger of our leaders selling us out to Western and Eastern powers. Pent-up anger on rampant corruption. Pent-up anger on mismanagement of public funds. Pent-up anger of leaders stealing money that is meant to go to education, to health, very essential things in the society. Leaders are stealing money that is meant to go into those sectors. Pent-up anger of ignorance and arrogance that these leaders have. Pent-up anger of the IMF and the World Bank giving us structural adjustment programs that are the ones that informed these taxes that were in the finance bill. So basically, the IMF took part in the writing of this finance bill. Pent-up anger. I can go all day about the problems that this country has been facing for the past 61 years. I can go all day. So this is pent-up anger of all those problems put together. And the spark was a finance bill. But there's one thing I want you to look at. I want you to go back to June 18th. Look at my YouTube where actually my last episode was June 18th. And I posted it on my YouTube, whereby a lot of things that happened on June 25th, I saw it coming. And I said it 7 days prior to it happening. Go back to my video. I said it 7 days before it happened. All they do is steal money from the citizens they are overtaxing. And let me say this, by the way. African leaders, I will forever tell you that you are not safe. In many parts of Africa, rich neighborhoods are just next to poor neighborhoods. Rich neighborhoods are just a walking distance to poor neighborhoods. You think that those poor people in those ghettos who live not far away from you, you think they don't feel that pain? When they see you driving those big cars that you bought using stolen taxpayers' money, you think they don't feel that pain when they see you rocking those expensive clothes that you bought using stolen taxpayers' money? You think they don't feel that pain when they smell the aroma that's coming from your expensive kitchens as they're sleeping hungry? You think they don't feel that pain? A revolution is coming. One day, those angry, hungry people from those ghettos that are not far away from those rich neighborhoods, they will come to your house. They will come to your house. They will eat all of your food. They will empty your fridge. They will watch your 100-inch televisions. They will drive your car. They will swim in your home swimming pool. And that's when you'll know that this is real. What did I say? I say that people will be angry. They will go into these leaders' houses. They will eat your food. They will swim in your swimming pools. They will watch your TV. They will drive your car. And that's when you'll realize that this is real. That's what I said. Those were my exact words. What happened 7 days after? What happened 7 days after? That's exactly what happened. The members of parliament who supported the finance bill, some of their houses were raided. Some of the properties were wrecked. Some of the houses were stoned. Some of the offices were burnt down. That's what, and people were texting me online from all over the world telling me, how did you know? I'm not a prophet, but I could feel the anger that was circulating in the country. And I knew that this might be the day that people might show how angry they are. And that's exactly what happened. I said it and it happened. You can go back to the video. I said it. And to the Gen Z generation, which I am a proud member of, I'm very proud of us. What we did was historic. We made the president concede. We shook the whole country and we shook the whole of Africa. We are straightening leaders. We are changing culture, socially, politically, and economically, especially politically. These leaders nowadays, they can't go around being arrogant. They have to check themselves. These leaders can't just, before they do something stupid, now they have to think twice. Because of what Gen Z did. That's what we did. Anybody who participated in the streets, anybody who participated online, in every angle that you participated, and in every angle that you're participating, we are really doing a great job. We are doing a great job. And let me talk in Swahili for my people. You know, mi napenda hii Gen Z community. What we did ilikuwa historic. Kwa hii country hakuna mtu amefanya stuff yenye sisi tulifanya ama stuff yenye sisi tunafanya. The passion has never been seen in this country. Never. Unaona hiyo? So our leaders hawajai realize that sisi ni boss wao. Sisi ni boss wao. Sisi ndo tuna waeka ndani na sisi ndo tunalipa salary yao. Kwani kazi ya boss ni nini? Si kazi ya boss ni kupea watu job na kulipa watu. Kwani si tulipea ama MP's job. Sisi ndo tuliwa-elect. Sio ni kuwapea job. Sisi ndo tume-elect president. So basically tumempea job, and then nani analipa our MPs? Nani analipa president through our taxes? Sisi. So we are their bosses. We are their bosses. You know, leaders never understand that. Leaders never understand that sisi ndo ni bosses wao. They never understand that we are their bosses. Leaders never understand that the citizens are their bosses because they're the ones who elect them and they're the ones who pay them. A boss appoints people, and a boss appoints people and pays people. And that's what we do to leaders. We appoint them through elections, and we pay them through our taxes. So I just want to say, niko very encouraged. And as we are, as we are trying to change this country, nataka tuangalie IMF very carefully. Nataka tuangalie their history, tuangalie why they want Africa to fail and when it started, so that tukiingia leadership, we know where the problem starts. Nataka tuchunguze why this country haijaipata independence. Tunasema independence 1963. We've never hatujawahi pata independence. Mbona? Hizi ndo vitu tunafaa kuchunguza. So that tukiingia leadership, tunajua tuanzie wapi. Because we are the leaders of tomorrow. Ni sisi. Gen Z. We are the leaders of tomorrow. Tuchunguze hizi vitu. Tuchunguze IMF. Tuchunguze America. Tuchunguze all Western powers, all Eastern powers. Tuchunguze every single entity outside of Africa yenye nataka kuharibu Africa. Tuwachunguze, tuwa-identify, and let's start charting a way forward. So that tukiingia leadership, tujue where the problem is. The problem ni our leaders. But our leaders wako na puppets. Puppets IMF. Puppets America. Puppets World Bank. Puppets all Western powers and Eastern powers. So tunafaa kuthink deeply. Si kuangalia tu hao leaders pekeke, hao leaders mafala, achana hao mafala. Sisi tunaachana nao, tunawaangalia na bado tunawa pressure wafanye the right thing. But as we are looking at them, let's look at the people who are controlling them. And let's give the people who are controlling them the same pressure yenye tunapea our leaders. And mimi sitaki tutengeneze political party. I don't want us to form a political party. What I want us to do in Kenya is to form a youth organized vote. A youth organized vote that has organized the votes of all the youth and people who are siding with the youth. Then we say, since we have the popular vote in this country, before we give any leader who's vying for any seat our vote, come before us. Tell us your plan. What's your plan? What's your plan for the country? If you're an MP, what are the legislation that you're going to pass and how will it help this country? If we are satisfied, we'll put you in. If you have nothing to say, if you have no plan, go home. Look for another leader who can, who can do the job. We need solutions now. We don't want to form a political party. And then when you form a political party, another youth forms another political party. So now there's division. Then we become less powerful. No. We need to organize the youth vote. And in this youth vote, we vet any candidate that is vying for any seat. And then before they get into office, we give them a list of demands that we want you to do when you're in office. If you fail to do them, within a span of 1 year or 1.5 years, you just go home. Just go home so that we can put another person who can do the job. Because clearly, umeshindwa na kazi. Tumekuambia ufanye ABCD, tulikupea the popular vote, umeshindwa na kazi. Enda nyumbani, mtu mwingine akuje afanye kazi yako. Simple. Simple. Very, very simple. And the Africa should be put in check. African leaders globally should be put in, they should be put on notice. Because there's something called the Gen Z fever. I call it the Gen Z fever. The Gen Z fever is going to catch Africa. Is going to catch the youth of Africa. And they are going to follow the blueprint that Kenya has started. Just wait and see. Very soon you'll start seeing African, youths in various African countries confronting the government. Not just mass protests led by the youth, the way Kenya did. Mass protests led by the youth confronting African governments, confronting oppressive African governments. It's coming. I call it the Gen Z fever. And the Gen Z fever is going to catch black leaders outside of Africa as well. Congressional Black Caucus. Watch out. Black leaders in Europe. Watch out. Black mayors. Every single elected or non-elected leader. Every single elected or non-elected black leader outside of Africa. Be put on notice, because one day the youth will confront you for being sellouts, those who are sellouts. The black youth will confront you for not doing what's best for the race, those who are not doing what's best for the race. Not all, but some. They'll come. The Gen Z fever will attack you as well. This isn't just an African thing. This is an African diaspora thing. This is an African race thing. And it's coming. And also, this is a global issue as well. Regardless of race, the youth, the Gen Z youth majorly, they'll follow what Kenya did. And they'll confront every single oppressive government in this world. You wait and see. It's coming. And so that's why I'm saying the Gen Zs and the youth, basically, we are the ones to change this world. African Gen Zs, we are the ones to change this continent. The global African race, the Gen Zs in the global African race, we are the ones to change this race. We are the ones to change this black race. We are the chosen generation. We just need to realize it, which, I'm seeing people are realizing, at least here in this country. And I want us to harness our talents. I want us to do what's right. I want us to be courageous, to continue being courageous, to continue being people of integrity, so that when we get into leadership, we change the world. We change the African race. And we change Mama Africa. Otherwise, if we fail to do so, if the Gen Z fail to do so, Gen Alpha will eat us alive. If you think Gen Z is bad, you haven't seen Gen Alpha. They're way more courageous than us. As generations go by, people become more smarter, people become more courageous, people become more, knowledgeable. And the Gen Alpha, the way I'm seeing, they're worse than us. So if you think that Gen Z is bad, you haven't seen Gen Alpha. You haven't seen Gen Alpha. So we have to be very, very careful in how we will do, in how we will govern, in how we will drive the future. when our time comes. Otherwise, we will be eaten alive by Gen Alpha. Mark my words.